Hey, David.
Hey.
Show me how to use the catalog.
Yeah. So the catalog is not only a list of items that we sell and stock here, it's also a wealth of information about the product. At the front, it talks about the system, how it's a two-component system. The cartridge replaces your standard collet that goes into your machine, and our collets then thread into the cartridges. Page 5 talks about the advantages of using our system over traditional systems.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Really a wealth of information here about what you can expect as far as performance goes with our products. This talks about microconic cartridges. The cartridges we stock has a list of what we sell. Now, what's in the catalog is not necessarily everything that we have. We have more cartridges since the catalog has been published. All right. So it's pretty easy to use. So like in a case here, if your machine takes an F20 type collet, you're going to want a TF20 collet. All right. There's a -E and a -M, one for English, one for metric. They're actually the same cartridge, but you just get this little dial wrench, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The -E is in inches for the dial wrench. The -M is in millimeters for the dial wrench. But the cartridge itself is the same. Page 8 and 9 has technical information about the size, what you can expect for length, so you can check your clearances with your setup. 10 and 11 talks about our collets. There's also some technical drawings. We have 4 different types of collets. We have a regular, which has no overgrip capability. We have a W type, which is a shorter land. We have a T type, which is a longer land, and a V type, which is like the W type, but holds a larger diameter. All right, so here's the micrograd dial wrench. Again, there's an E, which shows inch increments, M, which shows metric increments. Here's some recommendations for how to set your micrograd dial wrench, where to set it at when you're setting the tension of your collet. MASA screwdriver. Again, this comes with every cartridge. All right, so that's what's used for tightening the collet down into the cartridge. We also offer blanks. We have 4 and 2 slot. We have blanks that are available in full hard, semi-hard, and soft. Right, so you can use as emergency collet if you need. Page 14 talks about our ejection guide sleeve, or EGS. All right, so this is a little chart that you can use. Figure out what collet you're using, you're going to purchase, and you'll find that in the list over here. And you can choose from brass, plastic, or stainless steel. Then find the item number that you need to order with your collet. Page 15 talks about our standard modifications. Any of these modifications do not add any lead time. Modifying the land from the back gives you a nice sharp corner down here. Again, your part configuration might require a sharp corner. Front modified land, it just removes the land from the front. This is a little cheaper than the back land modified. We can put a little radius brake on there. We can do a taper nose for real small environments where you really need to get that tool down in close to the part. And G-Max, where we can open up the diameter through. We also order custom collets. All right. Taper and counterbore are very common. We can do profiles. We can actually put an EGS inside the collet for you and ship that. We can do complex forms for like bone screws, that type of thing, and also internal supports. Page 18 through 47 has a list of all the collets we keep in stock. All right, all these collets ship within 2 business days. Selecting your collet is very easy. First of all, you figure out what diameter you're going to hold on. So let's say you're going to hold on an 86.5 or something diameter, or 2.2 millimeter. So here we offer in that size, we offer all 4 types of our collets. We have a regular, a W, a T, and a V in this size. All right, so when you're selecting your collet, if you have an overgrip situation, the first thing you want to check is how much land length you got. So for instance, on the W, it has 130 thousandths of land. Maybe you have 150 thousandths of land, so you're in the clear there. Next thing you're going to check is the G diameter. So that's what diameter it will go over. So in this case, the maximum it can go over is 200. So if your part is 190, you're good. That's the collet that you want. There's some other diameters to consider: C1, D1, C2, and D2 up here. So C1 is the diameter behind, and C2 is another diameter behind there. Again, you need to make sure the part is not so large that the collet will come down and clamp on the part. In the back, there's some instruction on installing the cartridge and also how to adjust your collet.